If anybody ever told you being a YouTuber is easy, then they either don't know what they're talking about or they just want to see you slowly grind yourself to death like a depressed block of cheese. Being a YouTuber is a lot of things. Rewarding, creative, a fanny magnet for 35-year-old anime fanatic bears, but mostly it's hard. Now, I'm never one to shy away from something that's hard. In fact, I'm hard right now. Sorry, I just really like the sound of my own voice. Oh, so fucking good. But like me being hard, it does tend to get on your tits. Ha! So that's the saucy meat in today's Ducky and the Right Opinion sandwich. Oh yeah, the Right Opinion is here too.
Yes, hello, I am here. The pleasure is all mine, Ducky.
Wouldn't be much good just getting my view on things YouTubers hate now, would it? Be like condemning someone for sexual allegations by only listening to what the victim has to say. Could you imagine living in a world like that? Be crazy. So like gentlemen at a three-way, me and the Right Opinion are going to take it in turns and tell you what it is we hate about being YouTubers. I've always hit a bit of a speed bump when it comes to telling people what I do with my free time. Like there's never a subtle way to say I masturbate for hours and then have a little cry because my life's a mess. So I usually tell people that I'm a YouTuber instead. But that comes with its own problems because trying to explain exactly what it is I do to somebody with only basic knowledge of YouTube always sounds stupid. When I tell normal people what I do, I always feel like a child trying to justify to his mother why she should buy him that game. I can complain about things, there's a talking green duck, it's like animation but not really, it's more of a slideshow kind of thing, and at this point people have just stopped caring because it sounds like I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. And I really don't. What do you even class my channel as? Somebody in the comments in 3 words or less accurately describe my channel. But my channel aside, try explaining any normal YouTube channel to somebody not really in the space. It's like having your fetish rejected by a new lover. They're confused and weirded out and you're left with a healthy dose of self-reflection and a little bit of shame.
My motto is the home of a twat with too much free time. However, with educational commitments, I've realised that could not be further from the truth. In fact, to anyone who thinks YouTube is just fun, chatting to the mic for a few minutes, do a nice edit and upload and get the views and shake Susan's dick. Oh, you fucking wish. Depending on the content you do, what you make can take weeks. It's often complicated with numerous processes, any of which could fuck up and likely will fuck up any moment. Writing? Ooh, have fun maintaining a schedule with writer's block. Editing? Oh, happy days when your software crashes countless times. Uploading? Didn't think that 1 second clip of George Michael jerking himself off would be copyright claimed? Haha, you're new to this place. UMG already turned that into a single 10 years ago. Do not pass go and do not collect any ad revenue. If you do make it to the uploading stage, expect to continuously stare at the monetization symbol just in case Susan is feeling extra frosty and decides to take that dollar away. There is no permanence with YouTube, so unless you're one of the largest creators on the platform, you will be constantly planning for the future, not just trying to stay remotely relevant, but working out what happens if you don't, trying to set up a career that will last beyond this bloody mess, while still committing time to various other activities, if you want to call them that. That is the YouTuber life.
Oh, life could be a dream.
There's no way I can get through this video without talking about the editing. My God, the editing. The time I spend on each video I make, and most videos you see on YouTube in general, is about 97% editing. Seriously, I spend so much time editing a video, if I blink really fast, I see eye floaters in the shape of my editing software. It's permanently burnt into my fucking eyes. And that's not something you can just bang on some pumping tunes to and zone out. You have to be completely engaged.
Did you say something?
What?
I thought I heard you say something about getting engaged.
No, being engaged in a video. I'm recording a video.
Oh, sorry, I just thought you might be considering something.
I'm in the middle of a video, Connie. Do you mind?
Okay, well, I'm out here if you want to ask me anything.
Yeah, bye, Connie. She's been acting funny since we were at that wedding last week. Women, am I right? Anyway, so you gotta be completely focused. You gotta be completely focused when editing a video, and you can't just zone out and daydream your way through it. So like bonking a 20-year-old, it seems like a good idea in theory. But not only does it go on for days at a time, it's also exhausting to the point you wonder if it's even worth the bragging rights anymore.
If I could take you up in paradise up above.
Now, if you want to be a remotely successful YouTuber, it doesn't stop here, because YouTube is so embedded in hierarchies, you can't just make good content normally. You have to make marketable content. So that normally requires serious decision-making processes in pivotal matters like the tags, the thumbnail, the description. You'll be questioning in what order trivial words like and or it go. What makes it the most enticing when it appears in someone's feed? If it appears in someone's feed. And then you have to message people, and you have to be nice to them as well, especially if you're an actual judgmental cunt like Ducky here. I had to talk to him. Talking to him is like trying to converse with Father Jack on Xanax. His responses are so poor you assume he's either drunk or dead, which are the two definitive states of the Irishman, mind you. Hey, don't boo me. If Ducky gets his LGBT jabs, I get my Irish jabs. It's fair game. I'm in the building now. For those who don't view YouTube as their single source of income, but as a hobby, it is a hobby that will eat you alive. There is no doubt about that. If you're a paranoid bastard like me who constantly swings his perception between either failing or about to fail, then you will end up with very little time to actually look after yourself. And funny business aside, that's the bitter truth.
If you will tell me I'm the only one that you love.
The making of a video is what I imagine having kids is like. You come up with an idea typically through impulse, you plan out every single aspect of how best to develop it, you get really enthusiastic about how it'll turn out and how this one is going to be great and not a piece of shit that embarrasses you. But enthusiasm for a video can only last so long, and like raising a child, making videos can be a boring, arduous process that sucks the very life from your already cold, dying eyes and will leave you resenting it in the end, so it'll go live with its mother so Papa can dull the pain with his special bag of sugar he keeps under his mattress and his special friends that come over the weekend that wear their shiny clothes and keep calling him daddy. Sorry, just got lost in whatever deja vu is, but you see your potential future. So when you work on a video too long, you lose interest in it. But most of the time you're already past the halfway mark, so you gotta grind through. But at this point you can't even tell if it's good anymore. You've heard your own jokes so many times you're not even sure if they're even funny to begin with. And everything you say is just words, and you start to question the very point in the video you're making. It's like staring at the mirror non-stop for a week just to see yourself actively losing weight. You're too invested and boggled by it and you can't even tell anymore. And when you do finally dig deep and power through it and get it all done and release it, it doesn't even matter if people loved it because you're over the idea since last week, so at this point you don't even care about the topic of the video you just posted. And people wonder why I never do videos on trending topics.
Life could be a dream, sweetheart.
Now, in my previous part, I mentioned how you often have to network fairly passionately to gain any sort of inroad into the community, and how that's often based on a trial and error method of meeting people and seeing if they're cunts. And if they're not, then you might be able to befriend them. And if they are, well, just check their sub count from time to time. I jest, of course. But when you're dealing with someone who is semi-tolerable, if you can classify Ducky as that, it's debatable, but look, we made it here. If you feel the friendship is worth something, you can make a collaboration. Now, a collaboration is when two people work together to basically help each other's channels. And the reason they do that is because they really value each other's friendship. However, people like Ducky, in spite of all their flaws, aren't the problem. I'm an easygoing guy to a fault, and I've had a lot of people approach me in my time asking for collabs, and I thought to myself, sure, sounds like a fine idea to me. After all, collaborating with people is good promotion, right? Well, in hindsight, not always. Many of these creators turned out to be characters who I clearly should have looked into more before working with, and although I don't think any of them came on any cats, to my knowledge, it wouldn't surprise me if they did. However, that was when I had very little platform and YouTube was still a learning experience. And now I've learned, I'll definitely make sure I don't end up collaborating with any strange people. Bar Ducky, of course. But that's because he said he'd release my nudes if I don't. So my contract with him is binding, unfortunately. Why does everyone have my nudes? Why?
Hello again. Shaboom, and hoping we'll meet again.
YouTube itself. Yes, that is easily my most hated out of all the hated things I hate in this video about hating things. Wait. Yeah. Firstly, creators like me gotta walk on eggshells with the things we say in our videos, or YouTube will take the ads off them because they're afraid if a child hears us drop a few too many F-bombs it would upset their sensitive parents who clearly never listen to the voice chat of any online game they let their child play. Seriously, if you think my language is rough, you should have a listen to the Fortnite game chat. They drop so many racial slurs the KKK thinks is a bit fucking much. To say just bad language is the cause would be an absolute lie, because a lot of the time when I get ads taken off my videos, I honestly haven't a fucking clue why. Do a clearly risky video about feminism and outrage culture.
That is completely okay.
Do a video about what I hate about being ill.
No chance.
Do a video about YouTubers making sex tapes for fame with the words sex tape in the title.
No problem at all, Ducky.
Do a video about public transport.
How fucking dare you?
See, it's more hit or miss than a street fight in an optician's. And even with that aside, just uploading is an absolute ordeal in and of itself. You gotta think of good accurate titles and thumbnails, but it also needs to grab people's attention, but you don't want to make it too clickbaity because that's kind of a cunt move. But without it being somewhat clickbaity, it won't get any traction. But doing that feels kind of dirty and disingenuous, but you know your videos are good enough that people won't be too bothered by it, and your channel would benefit from it. But you'll be bothered by it because clickbaiting pisses you off when you see it, and then you just give up and call it things I hate about kids because you're so fucking creative.
If only all my precious plans would come true.
The YouTube cycle is a constant one. And as mentioned earlier, if you are fully committed to YouTube as some sort of path, you're always fretting constantly to try and keep the wheels turning in the machine. That's the thing. Many YouTubers hate the thought of a 9-to-5 job, the repetitive motion of going back to something with the thought of very little progress. Many of us are complete control freaks and don't enjoy answering to anyone. In those behalves, there is a great benefit to YouTube, but also the fact that you're creating your own products. You're the one with the initiative. However, it can be just as stressful, especially when there's no clear formula that will keep you relevant. You have to choose your direction. There is no clear guidance. A lot of people look towards YouTube as just this alternative, but as an alternative, it is so vastly different that it's hard to find anything else to compare it to. And because of the creative energy, you're always having to place into each individual video to entertain an audience. Whether you have a subscriber base of 200 or 200,000, you're going to have a hard time capturing that lightning in a bottle. The competition is ruthless. You're not just up against veterans with more seasoning than a fucking stir fry, but you're up against ravenous newcomers who want the throne just as much as you, those little bastards. And if you snooze, you lose. So you have to stay woke. You have to keep up that level of energy to gain any sort of foothold. But that means sacrificing a lot, and not just the conveniences. It means basics like a decent sleep routine, if you had one in the first place. You'll be staying up later than when you actually used to go on nights out and come back absolutely wankered. But if it all fails, at least it was a learning experience, right? Right? Right. Whatever happens, it was completely worth my time.
If you would let me spend my whole life loving you.
You know when your friend gets a new car and it's nicer than yours and you're happy for him and you're like, good on you, Eugene, I'm happy for you and I wish you all the best with it. No, because fuck Eugene and his stupid new car, he probably stole it anyway, the robbing bastard. That's kind of what it's like being a YouTuber on most days, except Eugene is every crap fellow YouTuber you know, and the nice new car is them passing you massively in subscribers. Sometimes it seems like every scrotum sucker that puts out content with the quality of a Chinese condom passes me out, and then just keeps soaring way on ahead without a backwards glance at the shit they're plopping out all over my lovely clean floor. You spend days working on a video, writing jokes, editing audio, editing video, all in an effort to deliver quality content people will enjoy, all to have Eugene dump out a half-arse piss-poor quality video he spent all of an hour working on from start to finish, and this penis goblin hits recommended, gets 1 million views, and his dick gets longer. It's ridiculous that these cunt knuckles keep passing me out. Do I have to upload absolute wanketry to get a leg up on this site? Am I actually just better off exploiting the algorithm and not bothering me whole actually trying to entertain people? I know, I really shouldn't be so petty. They're on their journey and I'm on mine, and just because they succeed with bad content doesn't mean putting the effort in won't pay off for me. And being salty and jealous over that is just stupid, arrogant and immature. Even if Eugene is a pedophile's name.
Life could be a dream, sweetheart.
Want to thank our lovely guest star and friend to the channel, The Right Opinion, for popping in once again. Link to his channel on screen, go check him out. His content is so good, it will make your toes curl up and your arse whistle. So if you have time to kill, I highly recommend checking him out. As always, thanks for liking and subscribing, and I will catch you lads and ladies in the next one.